Abraham, what can I do to support the Ukraine war? There were so many of these kinds of questions that came. Here's another. I was born and grew up in Russia, and I'm horrified by the violence my home country now commits against our neighbor. The senseless violence is disturbing, and all of this just intensifies my feeling of shame about my homeland, which it seems I've been trying to escape for most of my life. Moving to another country, forgetting most of my language, not being part of any native-speaking communities. My question is, why did I choose to be born there? Why do I still need to identify with my nationality, or do I? And how do I best move on in the world that may never be the same? And how can I help aside from donating money? Sorry, so many questions. Many different questions and comments about this. And we wanted to spend the most time with this one because you said something important. You said, I've been trying to escape the feeling of shame. And we want to remind you that that feeling of shame, like every other negative emotion, is that your inner being is looking at what you're looking at and feeling differently. Your inner being looks with love. And that's hard to hear over something like this, because it seems to most of you who are writing in and who are listening in that there is definitely a right and a wrong side of this conflict. And we get what you mean. We are also wanting to remind you that when you decide that you're going to pick the side that you're going to push against, rather than pick the side that you're going to advocate for, you're not looking at it like your inner being is. Don't pick the side that you're pushing against. Pick the side that you're advocating for. And feel yourself join the resources of that which is source energy. And feel the discomfort lift from you as you come into your true power. We've said to you for a long time, many of you have been listening for a long time, that you came into this physical body with powerful intentions of freedom and growth or expansion, same word, and joy. Freedom, growth, and joy. As you think about yourself as individuals, the thing that you squawk and fight and protest most against is your loss of freedom. And the reason that it is so strong within you is because it's one of the bases that you understood when you decided to come. If someone tells you that you are not free to choose, you rebel from the time that you are little until the time that you are no longer little in years or in age. You will not accept mandates from your government because you don't want to be told that you don't have choice, because innately you know that you are free. And so anyone, no matter how well-meaning they may or may not be, when they seek to deprive you of freedom, when you perceive that you are being deprived of freedom, you can't bear it, because you came understanding the balance and the triad of intentions of freedom and growth and joy. So we're asking you to do something that you can't just observe and come to easily. You've got to choose freedom with your thoughts. When you let anybody convince you that you're not free, through their actions, through their bombs, through their demands, through their mandates, you're always going to rebel, but you know who you're rebelling against? You're rebelling against your own ability to allow the well-being that you are free to choose. We know this feels complicated, but it really is simple. Be an advocate for freedom, for yourself and for others. And push not against those who are distorted and misunderstanding in their own minds. Freedom will always win. And you as an individual or as a mass consciousness get to decide how sooner or later you allow your freedom to be your experience. Don't trick yourself into believing that you can become big enough and powerful enough to deprive anyone of their freedom, because they were born knowing it, wanting it, and with every fiber of their being advocating for it. So, how can you help? By advocating for the freedom that you know is theirs to receive. And by doing your very best, even under the influence of seeing a whole lot of reality that doesn't look like freedom, doing your very best to expect it. Look for the wonder and awe that is in the offing. Look for the improvements that are coming. Try not to focus upon the things that hurt you when you see them. And this does not mean that you're putting your head in the sand and not helping. It means that you're joining forces with the energy that creates worlds and with the promises that you all made to yourselves and to each other when you came into this physical body, to expand and to demonstrate and to know freedom and growth and joy. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are complete.